Welcome to my latest podcast series, One Life. My name's Terence Wallace. I'm the writer and publisher of a weekly essay entitled Indelible Adventures, and I'll be your host. This podcast series sets out to prompt and challenge your thinking about life and what it means to really live your life. I'll share with you my insights and personal experiences with the sole objective of getting you to reflect and think about your approach to living your best life. So let's get started. This week's episode is entitled Inner Truths. Have you ever taken a step back and really taken a hard, long look at your values? To me, these are what make me tick. My values and how they've shaped who I am, the real and authentic me. As I've said many times before, we all like to have others believe that we have the perfect life. Clearly, social media is a strong enabler of this, but the reality is something, and sometimes, far different. To highlight this, let me share with you some of my inner truths, the ones that no one gets to see. Unless you live with me, then you wouldn't realize that I'm anal about tidiness and cleanliness, which I believe stems from the chaos that I experienced as a child. Another is that I find it impossible to be around smokers or people who drink to excess. Again, negative experiences from my childhood that I would rather not have to deal with again. Another of my inner truths is that I'm a solitary person and keep my own counsel, oftentimes to my own detriment. I'm an introverted extrovert, if you know what I mean. Another of my inner truths is my inability to trust. Trust has been a difficult thing for me to overcome, again stemming from my childhood. Since an early age, I've had to fend for myself emotionally, and therefore it takes an inordinate amount of interaction to begin to trust someone fully. Even with years of counseling, my ability to trust is tenuous. At times, I'm like a forensic scientist, examining every interaction for inconsistency and constantly weighing up the pros and cons. None of these things are obvious to anyone because you only let others see what you want them to see. Yet they remain my inner truths. Yes, as I said earlier, we all like to portray the perfect life, but the reality can be quite different. Not all my inner truths are negative, however, so let's look at some of the positive ones that I have. Well, for starters, I find myself in a positive mindset almost all of the time. I believe starting with a positive mindset helps establish a guideline for the way we look at life. It's also a lens and sets the tone for your interactions on a day-to-day basis. It definitely helps highlight the silver linings in any situation. Are you the type of person that identifies a glass either half full or half empty? It's important to remember that you get to choose with each and every interaction how you react. It's a conscious choice that we can make. Unfortunately, for many people, they let their emotions dictate their immediate response and they just react. You'd be amazed at the response when you take away the emotion from a situation and have a positive mindset. Try it next time you're in an emotionally charged situation and see what happens. Another important inner truth for me is my self-belief. Trusting my gut instinct and believing in my abilities, and then combining that with my stick-to-itiveness, provides me with an exceptional amount of resilience when faced with a fork in the road or a difficult question. Because deep down I know that I will make the right decision, come what may. guess this self-belief comes from years of experience and just your level of maturity. And just believing in yourself and knowing that whatever decision you make, you're going to follow your heart 100%. This self-confidence is imperative as you chart your path forward in life. It's neither fake bravado or bluster, but real confidence, deep down, one that's low-key and quiet. This type of self-confidence might also be called charisma, and you know it when you see it. To me, confidence is the special sauce. It's all about following your gut instincts and believing in yourself 100%, even when no one else does. As you know, this takes significant courage, but is often the differentiator, especially when you back yourself completely and go all in. It's the person that sets their mind to a task and follows through. You'd be surprised at how rare this really is. Remember, talk is cheap. It's the action behind those words that will set you apart. A lesson I learned from my dad at an early age and was constantly reinforced over the years is that working hard can make up for a whole lot of skill and experience. It can be much easier to take the path of least resistance and just float along in life. But it's the individuals that can dream big and then make those dreams come to life that will set you apart. Because as we all know, life never happens in a straight line. So let's do a quick recap, shall we? I'm a clean and neat freak. I have a big no and aversion to smokers and drinkers in my life. And I'm an introverted extrovert. On the other side of the coin, I have a very positive mindset. I believe in myself completely and follow my gut instincts. This reinforces my level of self-confidence. And finally, my tenacity and hard work. It's time to take a step back and get reacquainted with yourself. Fundamentally asking yourself the tough questions and really understanding what motivates and drives you in your day-to-day life. Or do you just float along? I'll leave you with that thought, but as you take a few moments this week to reflect and think about your life and where you are. So how about you? What are your inner truths? If you'd like to learn more about Indelible Adventures and the products and services that we provide, please visit my website at www.indelibleadventures.com. Indelible Adventures is one word. Thanks for listening and have a great week. See you soon.